We're at the Fight Shop, New Mexico, and we got Ronnie Baca with us to talk about Expo Explosion weigh-ins tomorrow. How you feeling, sir?
I feel good. I feel very, very ready for the fight.
Catching day before weigh-ins, you in that hangry phase yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So just can't wait to be able to eat and drink tomorrow?
Oh yeah, definitely can't wait to rehydrate, get back up on my way a little bit, and just basically put on a great show tomorrow. Or Saturday, I'm sorry.
Where's the excitement at? What are your emotions leading into this one? We saw you make that pro debut a while back. It's been a layoff. Getting back to it, what's the excitement level like?
Just very high, I would say. Excitement the fact that I can get more opportunities now to get in the ring and show people my talent, show people what I can do. Start my goal off very well, very strong. Feeling good with the new camp I'm with. I appreciate my team for helping me out. So it's definitely an anxiety in a good way. And, I definitely want to get this started. Almost like a little kid that's been told that he's gonna go to Disneyland tomorrow. It's definitely that feeling.
I bumped into you a couple weeks ago at the PAL. Is that still where you're at?
Yeah.
So how long have you been training there? How long has that transition been on for?
It's been, I would say, a good solid 8 months since I've been with them. 8 to 10 months, I would say, almost a year.
And then is Sergio still with you? Sergio's gonna be in your corner?
Sergio Chavez is my trainer. That's correct. Yeah.
So how was it getting used to that new voice, that new ear in your head when you changed trainers?
It wasn't hard at all. It was, especially with a trainer like Sergio, who's been around the block, who's been in this game, knows that I've experienced. It was very easy. It was very easy, very welcome. Definitely him, and of course Alex Holguin, another pro fighter that I'm training with. Definitely took me in very well, and creating a camp.
And what's that sparring been like? Somebody that is going on that path where you want to go is a couple fights ahead of you.
Very beneficial on my end. Alex Holguin is definitely a very, very well-talented fighter. Very, has a lot of heart. Very hard worker. He definitely keeps me motivated. Definitely is my inspiration as well. So it's been a good combination for both of us.
Again, it's been a while since we've got to see you in action. Has there been frustration through that?
There has. There's been very, times where I was like, is this gonna work out for me? Am I gonna be doing this if it's just gonna keep going on with this delay? But luckily I found them, and luckily, we managed to keep a good camp up and got this fight, and then a few more hopefully soon.
Were you going into this then with some hesitation because it sounds like things had been not going in the right direction?
I wouldn't say no, not hesitation. I definitely, when I heard about it, I jumped on it right away. And then I knew that at this point, it was going to be a very tough camp, that I would have to bust my butt 2 times more than usual, 3 times more than usual to get whipped in shape very, very fast.
And what kind of camp have you been able to put together time-wise for this one?
This was a good, it was at least, thank God, a good few weeks that I got aware about this. Even then, before I was in the gym, still training, keeping up. But a good solid 2.5 weeks of just straight hardcore, training sessions. So it's been working.
What about meeting that camp and making this transition? How did it reinvigorate you? How did that go?
Well, that's actually a very good question. It was just like I said before. It managed to be much. They work with me very well. And especially when it's just the 2 of us, 2 pro fighters. It makes, I believe, the camp much easier, or the trainers much easier to focus on us, on our skill level, on our strength and conditioning, etc. So that was at least a good work for me.
On a busy day, I think when I was around, there was maybe 1 or 2 other fighters along with Cody East and Andrew Rivera, so there was a whopping 10 of us in the gym. So it made it more of a quaint surroundings that individualized the training.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then heading into this one, do you know anything about the opponent that lies ahead of you? I believe Marcos Servin is the name. Do you know anything about him?
I don't know nothing about him. I'm not going to underestimate him. I am going to expect him to bring all he can. I'm going to expect him to be very good at this level. But at the same time, he better expect me to bring it to the table as well. That it's not going to be an easy fight regardless.
What kind of mindset do you then take into the ring with you, not knowing anything about the opponent?
Confidence within myself. Definitely much belief in my talent, in my mindset, and in my abilities.
And as you're doing this run, why boxing? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to be a fighter?
Boxing, honestly, was never in my family. None of my family besides my father was into boxing. So I grew up watching fights all the time. You know, my dad was in the Air Force. He had friends over every Saturday night with a fight night, especially specifically with boxing, and it grew on me. I guess it grew on me. When I was very small, 5 years old, 6 years old, sometimes he would lace them up on my hands and have me do some mitt routines or some bag work. But then, as a kid growing up, I just did my childhood until high school. Basically, I was doing bad my freshman year, and my father said, "You know what? We're changing your schools, and you're going to boxing for discipline." And ever since then, it stuck with me. I stuck with it. I did my amateur career, and now here I am.
And then a final thought on restarting this pro run now.
Definitely, I feel a greater chance on this one. I feel that there's going to be more opportunities for me to take advantage of. I feel blessed, as I can say, just the fact that not that many people can do what we can do, us fighters. Not that many people at all. There's a very small percentage of us, and there's even a smaller percentage of us who get that elite level, which I'm planning to be at.
Now we know it's close to fight time. You got that fighter look in your eyes, that focus going. But let's talk about some lighter things. Coming up for this event, how do you choose your walkout music?
That's a great question. Now I choose my music as the music that I listen to in the gym. Something that hypes me up, something that pumps me up, something that keeps my mind running, something that keeps me just extremely competitive, arrogant, kind of like that motto.
On the same lines, how do you choose the attire that you're going to wear, your fight gear?
I choose my gear based on basically my favorite colors, which is black and gold, and not that flashy bright gold. I like a rich kind of dark gold in a way. I've always been just so fond with that color combination. So I think I strictly stay with those colors, for a while, just to set an appearance that, every time people will see black and gold, they'll think of me.
And then last thing, the haircut. How'd you get inspired? We can see kind of the design on the side if you want to turn. Yeah.
I guess throughout my years, I've always gone to barbershops, even in high schools, and haircuts, they always made me feel better about myself. Whether if it looked good or things like that, it's almost like a refreshment for me in a way. Strange as it sounds, but it works for me, and I feel like every person, where they wear a good suit, a nice shirt, or a new haircut, it makes them feel better about themselves, and it helps out a lot in any kind of situations, I believe.
So is it one of those pre-fight rituals to get you feeling that good?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I'm pretty sure the fighters, would do the same thing. I mean, Fidel Maldonado Jr. does that. I know that. Of course, Diamond Boy here, he has been going the designs, and I've been doing this since my amateur. I've always had designs before I had in my amateur fights, so it's, I guess you would say it is like a kind of like a ritual.
And then what's the message for the fans? Why do they need to make sure to get out to the Manuel Lujan complex on Saturday?
Well, I will never forget the people who support me, so those who will get out there and watch me fight, I greatly appreciate it, and of course I will remember you. It don't matter, years ahead. I always remember those who've been there for me, and I greatly have love and appreciation for those who support me.
Ronnie Baca back in the ring, Expo Explosion this Saturday. Thank you for the time, and we'll see everybody out there.
Thank you, I appreciate it.